Alright. Yanni Yogi was in the first game. I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it up to good use, yeah? Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is... this, right? The contradiction's right here. The smeared bloodstains? I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. 11037? Aha, I get it. At least, I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. What would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? I mean, we have seen a few instances of that in this series too, but many times we saw it faked by the real killer. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. What if I were a killer? I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. And I think it's sinking in. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer. And that the killer tried to rub the name out. What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How'd the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Saw... Wait, yep, she gets it. Once he saw what it was... What did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Yep. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Mahi Tobai, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now... What now? It seems I owe the court an apology. Damn straight you do. Huh? The Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. Huh? Not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Yeah, he's not... Yeah, he is not, he doesn't seem bothered by any of this. Oh, I'll take a 3-meat pizza. Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock! With these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective. If I may? What? Tell me, why do you think that Mahi Tobai is blind? Huh? What'd he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. You're gonna tell us he's not, aren't you? He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamoral lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Mahi Tobai. According to this, Mahi Tobai can see perfectly well. Oh god. His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say exactly? Herr Forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fraulein Detective. But that's... a significant fact, yes. Consider, Mahi Tobai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Herr Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. Ugh. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Herr Forehead. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Mostly. Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. If we can please end the bickering now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that. Aha! Aha, what? This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right, with this. Oh, the luminol. Yeah. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Yes. Have we done those tests yet? As if I'm going to tell you. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right, go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test. You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Right, you ready? It's easy as pie. Just touch the screen to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Oh, okay, that was easy. What the hell is this? That's not just... That's not just 11037. This is like... What the hell is this? What am I looking at? Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206. Can we turn it upside down? Is that no, it doesn't make any more sense. Okay. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. The killer was a robot. Ha, I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Interpol? The International Police Agency? Yes. Most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on! Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Oh, him? Yeah, Guargura's older brother. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing, give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet, if this number is really that of an Interpol agent... Oh, wait, I know. What if Mahi Tobai is really an undercover Interpol agent? Seriously? That would be a possibility. Which would be why... Was that why the fake story about him being blind? A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? Maybe he's an Interpol agent. That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Mahi Tobai. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could in fact see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. Oh, sure. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Mahi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Herr Forehead? Huh? Me? Mahi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Mahi Tobai pretended to be blind. Was it a gimmick? But it wasn't for his own sake. getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself. Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Sightseeing. They talked about her music being able to express places in the form of song. Is that? Right. Is this it? Mahi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means no, it couldn't be. Good show hair forehead. It seems you've thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. Is this... That's Lamora. Lamora and Maki Tobai. Recall their relationship, in particular their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamora and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She'd walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times? Yet, we just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Mahi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, if it wasn't part of their performance... I think there's a simpler explanation. Mahi didn't need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? What? Really? It was the other way the other way around? The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamora. What? Wait, what? What's this? You mean to say Lamora is... She's... Yes, you're... Okay. Okay, I hadn't put this part of it together. Lamora's the one who's blind. What? Order, order, order! This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Yet I see it is not vast in vain, this time. He's quite correct. Oh, but that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Right. Well, since we have it here... Why not ask Lamora herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. Me either. I hadn't even imagined it until now. The blind leading the blind. Bailiff, bring in Lamora. Lamora. It pains me to deeply to call you before us again this way. And yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes. She really can't see? Really? It is true. Alright, see you, Ryu. Thanks for coming. Have a good night. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Borganian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. So you are? Yes. As I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamora. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamora. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Herr Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Oh. Being coy with us, huh, Clavier? Oh. Now, Lamora, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. Yes, Apollo just he just took the words right out of my mouth. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. But this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing... Oh, I getcha. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay. There was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. So does this mean I'll be penalized if I press on the wrong thing? Is this one of those? I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. Sound I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Suppose it's her confession of sorts. There's just one part that bothers me. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Is it this one? When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche? Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Yeah, didn't she say that he had only come onto her staff recently? Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he knew she was blind, why would he... He still claimed she was a witness. Yeah, we've heard this part a million times. Mukuro Kusaba, the 16th student, hiding somewhere in the school. Watch out for her. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Unless when did he mean somebody else? When he maybe he wasn't referring to her. Maybe we misunderstood him because, again, there was that blaring music in the room too. Maybe he... Again, the guy was about dead, so it would have been hard for him to get all of it out. There's a few possibilities. He knew you were blind. I don't know. What do you got? What did I just say? You'll need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Sneeze. Think of his last words once more. The witness. Siren. We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I'd remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Oh! That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. Oh my god. He was talking about the witness. I see. Or, can't see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, Herr Forehead? Try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. So he gave us... Oh man, he gave us the clue in plain sight then. Again, though, when he said she was the witness, does he mean... Was it something she heard? She said she heard an adult male voice. Order! Order! Recall Lamara's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Oh. But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. Again, though, when we found that small window, it was open. It was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Your Honor. What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it. We'll continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescent, your report, please. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under that number was Romain Latouche, so he is Interpol. Why would he write that as his... So he would write that as his dying message? What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe him away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being Lamoureux's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latouche. I wondered if that was actually his, because, again, it said that it would require someone of pretty substantial, like, upper body strength to be able to fire it properly without, you know, like, blowing their arm off or something. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help. Oh, no problem, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Now, oh... Wait! Lamoureux? Is something the matter? That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it. What? It was him? You aren't saying... The voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. Are you... Is this some kind of a joke? What? No way. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day you get an accusation like that one. Lamarov fingering Darien Crescent? Pause. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamarov heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. Okay, this... Whoo boy! This case just got flipped on its head. So now Guargura's brother is the one who's sus? Alright, though. After that couple of bombshells we just got, I think this is going to be a good spot to call it for tonight. It looks like we're about to start the second investigation phase, which I will start on next time. So thank you everybody for watching. Have a good night. I'll see you on the next one.